A federal grand jury has returned a 2-count indictment against a former California deputy sheriff, Timothy Durrell, charging him with the receipt and possession of CP. The DOJ put out a statement about this guy. Let's go ahead and look at this, right? So I want you to see how often cops do stuff like this and how often white men in particular do stuff like this. Former California deputy sheriff in California, Roseville man indicted for receiving and possessing CP. This is put out by the U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of California. A federal grand jury returned a 2-count indictment last week against Timothy James Durrell, a former sheriff's deputy of Roseville, charging him with the receipt of CP and possession of CP, according to the U.S. Attorney Philip A. Talbert. According to court documents, between July 2013 and March of 2021, Durrell received depictions of that stuff, horrible material, and he possessed the CP between July 2012 and February of 2021. This case is a product of the investigation by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations and the Assistant U.S. Attorney Roger Yang, who is prosecuting this case. He faces a maximum of 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. And he's also facing a maximum of 10 years in prison, additionally, and a fine of up to $250,000 for having the CP. And it gets worse, y'all. Yo, so it was known this man was a freaking predator, right? So former deputy who got his job back after previous conviction decades ago, right, indicted on CP charges. So this guy was going through a woman's underwear drawer. Decades later, he was found with CP. This sheriff's deputy. That's wild, yo. A former Sacramento County sheriff's deputy was indicted on federal CP charges, and it comes 2 decades after the same deputy was convicted in another criminal case, but was able to get his job back. He was convicted in the other case, but got his job back. These new federal charges showed this former deputy, Timothy James Durrell, was in possession of CP dating back 10 years. 10 years he had it. In 2004, CBS 13 aired a report on Deputy Durrell's criminal record. Then, reporter John Beard reported, quote, "When is it fair to fire a deputy? That's the big question," after a civil service commission ordered the rehiring of Deputy Timothy Durrell, end quote. That report shows Durrell was fired and then rehired following a conviction of trespassing, searching through a woman's dresser drawers he was romantically interested in. He was convicted and he got his job back, and then later on he had CP. Yo, this is wild. The people need to know about this stuff. How many cops are on duty just like him?